says. That's a fucking fact.
Hey guys, it's Simeon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited. As we're here, god damn, I hate this new YouTube live thing because it like fucks everything up sometimes. Anyways, we're here.
That's tough.
Because like it showed me before it should have showed me before I clicked on me. I don't even know. Anyways, we're here on the 6th of April, 2020 to talk about tonight's Monday Night Raw that was good, but not great. And kind of
it was
confusing.
It's not your typical post-Mania Raw, but I think it was an okay version of Raw tonight.
It was good. I wouldn't call
Passable.
it great. And
Passable?
there were some things that, why would they show that? Or it's like, we already saw that last night, or we saw that on YouTube, so why re-air it? You know what I mean? Like the Charlotte thing, like why would they re-show? They're like, we're going to speak with Charlotte Flair next. And then it's just what we saw on YouTube yesterday. So, but we'll talk about it.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming in here today. It is Monday, April 6th, 2020, the whole month, Tim. It's 420. So before we start, I'm going to take a hit. It's dead. I'll have to do the hit later. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming into here today. Forever Atheist is here. Wayne Montgomery, J Money Jeff. Cool name.
The first thing I think of when you say that every time. Hi, everybody.
What?
I'm Dr. Nick.
Oh my God! That's a Simpsons reference, right?
Hi, everybody.
I'm Forever Atheist is Nick. You're awesome, bro. Thanks, Daddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, like we said, it was an okay episode of Raw. It was passable. I thought Alistair and Apollo Cruz had a great match.
Kyle Watson says last Raw for now. No, they're gonna be live next week, hopefully.
Yeah,
at least that's their plan. Live from the PC this Friday and next Monday.
Did you see?
They probably got that. We're an essential business pass because radio stations have been getting them. News stations have been getting them. Why can't WWE get a essential business media pass? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they might. I mean, I could see it. They're a television show. They're entertainment.
Yeah, just because no other television shows want to film right now doesn't mean Vince McMahon doesn't want to keep making that sweet, sweet money.
That's what I'm saying.
He's probably afraid that if they miss a week, then Fox and USA ain't going to make that week's payment.
Real quick, three lovely people I'm looking at in chat right now. Killjoy Army, Dontrell Bailey, and Jason Dalton. Boy, they have these. Their names are green. They have these cool little like little emojis next to their name. Good God, how do you get those?
Well, if you want to be like Jason Dalton, Killjoy Army, Dontrell Bailey, or others.
Is that a My Chemical Romance reference?
The many others that are subscribed as YouTube member subscribers here on the PWU Unlimited YouTube channel, all you have to do is go down there where it says subscribe and click that button that says join. With that, your name will be highlighted in green. You will get a badge next to your name that actually changes depending on how long you've been a member subscriber. And in the live chat, well, you get to use these cool emojis that we have created. Remember, all you got to do is go down there and click that join button. You can subscribe at either the donation tier or the mid-card tier.
Absolutely. So, let's talk about Monday Night Raw, shall we? I get if we have to. So
the show itself kicked off with a video package of Drew McIntyre beating Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. He said that they'll air some more footage and talk about breaking news from after WrestleMania later in the night. Tom Phillips noted that noted on Raw that this was historical, coming off of a historical WrestleMania, and this will be the most unpredictable show of the year. Not really. They then stated that we will get a WrestleMania rematch, as the Street Profits will once again defend the Raw Tag Team Championships against Austin Theory and Angel Garza. But the night kicked off with an 11-minute match between Asuka and Liv Morgan that I really didn't see going past 4 minutes. And then when it went through a commercial, I was like, holy crap.
I was looking at something where Liv Morgan signed. I was reading this thing where Liv Morgan signed up for Stardom World.
Interesting.
She's been watching a whole bunch of Stardom World. So
hey, she's got
that's what I'm saying.
Inspiration. Why not?
She's kind of killed it tonight. She kind of did really good.
She's been improving.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No better way to get better at what you do than study your craft.
That's what I'm saying. And it makes me really glad, too, because everyone kind of, especially in the women's division, shit on the wrestler, just like, oh, looks and shit. And I'm really glad that Liv went out there and no one really expected her to put on a match that she did, especially with Asuka. Even Asuka was like, Liv Morgan has improved. She
I
tweeted that.
expected that this was going to be Asuka squashing her just to get like a little rehab after losing the titles last night at Mania. Last night.
And you know what's funny is I thought Alistair Black and Apollo Crews was also going to be a squash match for Alistair Black's match taking so long last night.
Right.
And it just feels like cool. They really just thought
that match was good though tonight.
Oh goodness.
Which we'll get to.
The Mania match or the Apollo Crews?
No, the Apollo Crews match.
Yeah, the Apollo Crews match was fantastic.
So, Asuka was in control early until Liv Morgan hit a code breaker, followed by a clothesline and a double foot stomp. Asuka came back with a German suplex and a Shining Wizard, but Morgan got a rope break off of a pin attempt. Asuka applied the Asuka lock, and Morgan tried fighting out of it, but Asuka clinched in and got that submission victory. Like I stated, this match went through, I think, 2 commercials and went about 10 to 11 minutes.
That's really good. I thought both women did real good.
Right.
Both women did real.
They actually aired a video package during this match for next year's WrestleMania in Los Angeles. Here's what I'm thinking as far as WrestleMania goes. So we didn't get WrestleMania in Tampa this year like we were supposed to. So we already know we're getting LA next year. No changing that. But how about WrestleMania 38? Just announce it now. Hey, we're going to do a make good. We're going to Tampa in 2 years. You don't have to. No, they haven't yet.
What I thought I saw that on Twitter today. Was that just someone saying that
WrestleVotes was stating that it's something that's being talked about or whatever. It was basically just they know what they're going to get offered. They liked the offer that was given. Why not just say it now that they'll go there in WrestleMania 38? It was basically a why not. People say that it's an easy decision anyways.
What do you call it? Kai, my old roommate Kai, he was like, I'm so upset. Not only did they take the titles off of the Kabuki Warriors, they robbed Kairi Sane of coming out on that pirate ship.
Kevin Owens wanted to jump off. He said his sole goal for WrestleMania, no matter who he faced, was jumping off the pirate ship. He said he went to a Buccaneers game in January, saw the ship, and made a note saying, I'm jumping off that at Mania no matter what. He'd send out a tweet stating that.
Imagine, like, getting to be like, hey, for my profession, I want to jump off this fucking ship. Like, that's cool. I'd love to be a wrestler.
He jumped off the sign instead, so I guess it's just as good.
I really wish they would have had this shine shaped like a ship so they could be like, here you go, Kevin, you're still jumping off a ship.
I mean, it was a pirate flag deal, so close enough, but
it's fair.
They then aired after this match a video package of Becky Lynch beating Shayna Baszler. They aired a post-match interview with Becky Lynch with Charlie Caruso. Lynch said it was good to be champion for a full year. Caruso asked if her counter into the pin was her last gasp of air. Lynch said that she didn't do anything by accident. Everything is always calculated.
Shut up.
Lynch then called Baszler incredible, but Baszler underestimated her. She said tonight was a test of skills versus heart. She said that she had the heart. Lynch said if Baszler had a problem with the finish, she knew where to find her. So basically, they re-aired the promo we saw on YouTube, and it was, hey, this feud isn't over because I got that fluke win, so yeah, we're going to do this match again probably.
That's fine.
They showed Baszler after the match repeating to herself, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. She then looked into the camera and warned Lynch that she would suffer the agony of her defeat.
I like it. I think Shayna, no matter what, she's so intense that you're like, fuck yeah, this woman's going to kill her.
So then we get about 20 minutes of Street Profits, Austin Theory, Angel Garza, Zelina Vega, and Bianca Belair in 3 separate matches. Why it needed to go all this long? Who the fuck knows?
I don't know, but I feel like it could have.
How are you going to do an almost 11-minute championship match and just have it end by DQ?
Because it's the WWE. What the fuck do you expect?
Bullshit. So, Zelina Vega. What?
I just saw a meme. It's a picture of Samoa Joe smiling, and the caption was Styles is dead, but Wendy's single now.
Hey, Wendy!
It's a picture of Samoa Joe smiling. He'll get injured on his way there.
Daddy's coming home.
Daddy goes on last.
Antonio makes this 30 minutes. Well, I wasn't counting in the commercials and all that between the matches. I was counting matches bell to bell was about 20 minutes. The first match was the Raw Tag Team title match. Rematch from WrestleMania went about 10 and 11 minutes long. Zelina wore her wrestling gear, so we knew, hey, she's probably going to wrestle somebody.
No way.
The heels worked. It was just like when Miz does Miz TV. When he comes out in a suit, we know he's not doing anything else. When he comes out in his gear, you know he's going to fight someone.
It's fair.
It's just, yeah. The heels worked over Angelo Dawkins for a while until he tagged in Montez Ford. Ford went to the top, but Zelina Vega grabbed his foot, and the referee called for a DQ. This will then bring out Bianca Belair. And here's my thing.
Why didn't she just come out with him?
Well, why didn't she just come out with them, since we already know that she helped them at WrestleMania? But B, if they were going to do this tonight as a quote-unquote surprise, then why have her come out at WrestleMania? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, she came out at Mania. So she should have come out with them tonight, especially knowing that Zelina was going to be in the other corner.
Yeah, it doesn't really make...
And so, go for it.
I was just going to say, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, and so for her to come out and make it seem like it's a surprise, nobody was expecting Bianca to come out. The announcers were shocked that Bianca Belair came out here. No. Bianca Belair entered the ring as the Street Profits cleared the ring. Belair informed Vega, "I go here now." She said, "I used to be the strongest, toughest, roughest, best, fastest in NXT. I was the EST of NXT. Now I'm the EST of WWE." So she's full-time main roster on Monday Night Raw.
Which kind of just takes my theory of Charlotte going over there and dropping the belt
It
to her.
killed your whole theory on why Charlotte should win the belt.
Yeah, Vince heard it, and he was like, who's this fucking piece of shit from Union City that's talking right now? Absolutely not, sir! Understandable. I gotta close my window. Cold.
So, Bianca Belair then challenged Zelina Vega to a match that basically ended in a no contest. Belair did an impressive press slam. Then Austin Theory jumped up on the apron, distracted Zelina Vega. This pissed off Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They then went over to beat down their opponents, I guess you can call them. Then all of a sudden, Montez Ford and Austin Theory jumped in the ring and started fighting. Didn't touch the women, but the ref just called off the match.
There you go.
Montez Ford then basically said, "Hey, why are you guys running away? There's three of us, uno, dos, tres, and there's three of you. Let's have a match." Did you see the tweet that Montez Ford sent out right after this?
Yeah, I reckon I did. It was pretty good. Dude's fucking funny.
He said, hold on, I want to find it again because it's really funny. King has...
Headragon says Nick closes his window so my neighbor doesn't yell at him. My neighbor last night saw me smoking, looked at me, he goes, "You smoke?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Nice, me too." And then walked back into his house. I was like, cool!
So, Montez Ford does this, hey, let's have a 6-man tag, mixed tag team match or whatever. And he takes a screen cap of him looking up, like he's like looking up at the gods or whatever. And it says, "What would Teddy do?"
What? Book a tag match, player!
Let's have ourselves a tag team match, player.
Oh, we're gonna have ourselves a match.
But it's just, he had the perfect screen grab of him looking up, like, God help me. Like,
what would Teddy do?
What would
I
Teddy
miss
do?
Teddy Long.
Not WWJD, WWTD.
WW.
Yep, I know what you're thinking.
I love that we have the same mind, Tim. I love that we have the same mind.
After this, the match starts off during a commercial break, basically. Ford made a hot tag to Belair. Ford and Dawkins chased away Garza and Theory, and Belair hit Vega with a KOD. This part went about 5 minutes. So the first match went 10.5. Second one went a little over 4. And then the third match went about 5.5. Whoopee.
Yeah, and again,
I mean,
I'd
all
rather...
all the wrestling in this was good.
Yeah.
All 6 of them looked good and all. It was just a little much for me.
Well, I was going to say, I would rather take, them maybe doing 3 straight matches in whatever amount of time with those people that I know can have matches than bring me out either old segments, shitty backstage promos, replays from the night before, what have you. I'd rather just have these guys further a story. It sucked. It felt real,
but
2000 WCW.
Did this really further anything? Like, are they still gonna are they still gonna all feud, or is this it? And now Street Profits are gonna get new challengers.
Well, I reckon
You
they'll
know?
probably still feud because they're gonna run. I assume they'll run something more with Zelina and Bianca to help
Eh,
Bianca transition up to me for a little bit, I bet. And then
maybe.
you'll probably see them with new champions. But for now, I think it's fine.
So
What are you gonna do?
after this, they recapped Alistair Black beating Bobby Lashley. They then
Shit.
played
You
a
mean Leo
YouTube.
Rush?
Huh?
You mean Leo Rush?
They then played a YouTube clip from after WrestleMania with Lashley being interviewed by Charlie Caruso, stating, "I may need new management or a new wife." Lana then jumped in all bubbly and excited. I don't know why she was excited after Bobby just lost. And she's like, "What are we talking about? What's going on?" And Lashley just goes, "Nothing," and walks off. So Lana looks very dumbfounded at Charlie Caruso and just says, and I quote, "What did you do to my husband?"
Oh, it's always everyone else's fault.
Like,
Oh goodness
why was
gracious! I'm
she so
gonna-
happy after losing? Like, I know she didn't lose. She wasn't in the match, but her Bobby lost. Like she says,
That's
my
fine.
Bobby. Her Bobby lost.
Antonio Banks' feud until Andrade is back. Maybe. Could just be kind of like a, hey, we need Andrade, so let's just
Please
kind of
no.
pause until we can get
Andrade
Andrade
needs
back.
to do something with that U.S. title.
Well, I'm saying until he's back. Until he's back on the television. They're just going to have
Eh.
Selena with Garza and fucking...
Well, yeah, she'll still be with Garza in theory as a tag team, but I don't want to I don't want Andrade working tag matches. I want him defending that goddamn U.S. title.
Same. I don't want another fucking 2014 Dean Ambrose debacle.
So, next up, we got a really good match between Alistair Black and Apollo Cruz. Went 27 minutes, and I don't understand why Cruz is on Raw now. They stated Apollo Cruz has came over to Raw based on draft picks that were about to expire. But they never said what that actually meant.
I honestly think it's something we're forgetting.
No.
I saw someone tweet it, and they were just like, this is another example of WWE telling us something that may have never fucking happened.
If this has to do with the whole Smackdown traded or Raw traded Alexa Bliss, someone tried to tweet this at me. They said that Raw traded Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to SmackDown for future picks, but their future pick to Raw was Brock Lesnar with the title. So people tried to come at me with that one when I said, "What does this all mean?" And I was like, "No, that was already, fixed up and finished with when Paul Heyman said, Raw was owed a wrestler in a trade. They got Brock Lesnar for 2.
I guess, man.
So I don't know. But this match was just great, almost 30 minutes long, and I didn't get
fun.
like sometimes you see a 30-minute match like the last
like the
match last night, and you're
Love
like,
the
"Fuck, this is long. When is this gonna end?" But then you had this match here tonight where it got to the end. I looked at the clock and I go, "Wow, that really went 30 minutes almost." I didn't even realize it because it was just a great action-packed match between two really talented performers.
Two very impressive and talented performers that I don't think get enough credit.
The announcers really, really, especially early, tried to put over how talented Apollo Crews was and basically treated it like he was the special main attraction of this show, like the big surprise that no one was expecting, of course, but also like, hey, don't sleep on this guy. We may have in the past, but don't.
I respect that. I respect them trying to rebuild that Apollo Crews thing. Because in NXT, goddamn, unstoppable.
Well, yeah, and the issue with that was they didn't let him stay in NXT long enough.
Exactly, they rushed him.
Was he in
the crop with EC3 in them?
No, he was before that. He was when he was
Viking Raiders?
No, before that. He was when Revival came up.
Say yeah. Wow, he was Revival because
17.
Revival debuted with New Day, huh? Against New Day, I should
2017 or after WrestleMania 33.
Good lord, man.
So, he went back
Brock quit SmackDown. That's right. Paul Heyman quit.
But then
he was a free agent.
But then they basically Paul Heyman cut a promo stating that Brock Lesnar was able to leave because Raw was actually owed in the trades. He did say it in a promo.
Oh, gotcha.
So the two went back and forth for a while before we went to our first commercial break. After the break, Cruz gave Black an overhead suplex on the outside. Cruz later hit a moonsault off the apron to the outside, and they went back to another commercial. After that, Cruz was still in control and fended off Black's comeback with a power slam. Cruz also hit a spin-out powerbomb for a 2. Cruz missed a splash, and Black applied a leg lock, but Cruz got to the ropes. Cruz ducked a Black Mass and hit an enziguri. And then they went for another break, the third break in this match. After that, Black used a leg sweep, running knee, and a springboard moonsault for a 2.
That was cool as shit. Can I mention how cool that was? Alistair Black is so smooth with everything he does. I'd marry this man if it was possible. Zelina Vega is lucky, man.
Cruz hit a drop kick and used a superplex for a 2. Black hit strikes, but Cruz caught him with another sit-out powerbomb for a 2. Cruz then did a press slam, standing moonsault, and a standing shooting star press, all in succession. Well, only got a 2 off of it. Cruz then went to go try something off the top rope, but Black caught him with a knee strike. Black followed soon after with a Black Mass for the pinfall victory. Again, great match. These two worked very well together. I hope they've got some sort of a plan for Cruz, because every time they move him from brand to brand, you think they're going to do something with him, and then after like one good match, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe he should team with Akira Tozawa again.
Oh, fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. Fuck off and die. Don't you ever
They were good together.
Hey, you know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for NXT to return, man. Not return, but just happen.
This Wednesday, they're calling it Takeover on USA. It's what NXT is called this Wednesday. They aired a commercial.
Are they really? That makes me so happy.
They aired a commercial stating that we're getting the women's ladder match, Gargano versus Ciampa, on NXT Takeover on USA. They had a logo where it said, and it's got the NXT logo in the middle. It's like the old school Takeover logo. It's got the NXT in the middle. One side says Takeover, and the other side's got the USA logo.
It's hard, man. I'm kind of excited.
I don't know what else is going to be on that 2-hour show, but those are the two matches that they're really promoting.
I could picture those matches going, and if not an hour each, the women's one going 30 minutes, and those guys going an hour 30.
I don't know what hour 30.
Well, they'll go 45 probably.
Also,
they'll go a while.
Speaking of long matches, did you know that they then aired a recap of Edge versus Orton? They didn't tell us this, but it is known that Edge versus Orton is the second longest match in WrestleMania history. Do you know what the only match to go longer than Edge versus Orton was?
It's not the Iron Man match, is it?
Yeah, the Iron Man match went just a little over an hour.
That's because didn't it end in a tie?
Yes, sir.
So,
sudden death.
Fuck.
Edge and Orton is the second longest match in WrestleMania history at 36 minutes and some odd seconds.
Hold on. Who was that said this? Who said this? Frank Martinez referenced my video of all time, a pie to the face. It's this dude that sits in a chair and he says, "I really want a pie face," and then shoves pie in his face. And that's what the video is. And he has at least 7,000 videos of him just shoving pie in his face. Homemade pie. It's great. It's so fucking weird and funny. And I'm glad he mentioned it today.
Interesting.
Such a good video. I recommend it because it's really funny. It doesn't make any. Let's continue on with Raw, man.
So yeah, they aired a recap of Edge versus Orton and didn't really say too much about it. Next up, we got a tag team match: Ricochet and Cedric Alexander against the team of Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. Match only went about 3.5 minutes, but I like Ricochet and Cedric Alexander together. I think they can make a really good team. And I mean, we've seen Ricochet in the past in New Japan and whatnot be very successful in tag team wrestling. So, I mean,
I feel like lots of people
if they're not going to do anything with him as a singles, why not let him team with Cedric? Those two are great together.
Oh, that's cool. I'm reading a Ric Flair quote.
Uh-huh.
Ric Flair on the Boneyard match. I texted Taker, "You did it again." That in the Funhouse match, it was incredible. If I'm dying as an adult who's been watching this forever, can you imagine what a 12-year-old kid is thinking right now? They got to be, wow, Dad, this is the coolest thing ever. That's facts. That's facts. So, especially with that Boneyard match.
Ricochet and Alexander took turns doing moves to Oni Lorcan, and then it ended after Alexander hit the neutralizer, and Ricochet finished him off with the recoil.
Recoil is a cool move. I like the way he does it.
He used to just do the single knee code breaker, but now he does it into the kick, which is really cool.
God, he's so impressive.
As we move into the third hour of Raw here, Tom Phillips let us know that nearly 14 million social media interactions were made last night talking about WrestleMania. Well, over the weekend.
It makes me happy.
Yeah.
It makes me happy to see wrestling talked about.
It is the most talked about wrestling event ever on social media. I don't know about sports event, but at least most talked about wrestling event ever.
Do you know why WrestleMania is my favorite time?
Why?
Because it's the time of year where like friends that I have, like when I was in high school, I wasn't very cool. Go figure. I wasn't very cool, so I had my group of friends, a bunch of the nerds that just watched movies in class. And I had one day the group of these like cool kids come up to our table and they were like, "Hey, you watch wrestling, right?" I go, "Yeah," and they're like, "Isn't WrestleMania this weekend?" And it was kids in high school being like, "Oh yeah, I remember watching WrestleMania as a kid and shit." And it's like, it's WrestleMania is that one thing that like everyone knows, everyone can talk about. Even my dad was like, I don't know who. My dad always asks, "Who are the big people fighting?" And I was like, "I don't know. Do you know who John Cena is?" He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "He is." He's like, "Oh, it must be good then."
Forever Atheist says if WWE can't film, they can do some cool stuff with their YouTube. No, they're going to film. The plan is to do SmackDown this Friday and Raw next Monday live, not even pre-taped. Also, did you say we used to watch movies in class?
Yeah, I used to spend my lunch periods.
We got
with
a
my English
substitute
teacher.
fired for watching a movie in class.
What movie?
Well, you probably never seen it. It was a motocross movie.
Well,
but we were in driver's ed, and we had a sub, and the sub's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we're like, "Oh, well, we finished the assignment early this week, so we could just watch a movie if the teacher didn't leave a what's it called? Like an actual note for what to do." He goes, "Oh, okay." I was like, and then we go, "Yeah, he's got a fun one in the drawer over there," and it was a motocross film. We had seen it. We knew what it was. Teacher didn't know what it was. Put it on. About halfway through, you get some titties flashing. One of the girls gets offended and goes to the principal. Just saying, he never taught there again.
Poor teacher, poor teacher. They were just trying to vibe.
I mean, we knew what the movie was. We knew what happened. But then the question is, why did the actual teacher have that in his desk drawer anyways at school? You know what I mean? He didn't get in trouble. He's still teaching there to this day, and that was over 10 years ago.
Let's keep talking about Raw for the people that are still here to listen.
So they then recapped Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. We actually got a promo that wasn't just directly after WrestleMania. It was a earlier today promo from Seth Rollins. No, Kevin Owens.
Yeah, it was Kevin Owens.
Owens said
really
that.
Promo.
Oh, this is a great promo. He said that he wanted to get his hands on Rollins and end this. He's wanted to end it since November, but he kept getting attacked and beaten down by 3, 4, 5 people, however many. He said putting Rollins through that table, hitting the stunner, and hearing the referee count 3 made it all worth it. Owens said he finally got his WrestleMania moment and now can move on to bigger and better things. Owens said that he used to call himself a prize fighter and maybe should go back to that. Or maybe he should find more guys like Rollins who he needs to go after. Either way, he would always keep fighting, and this will be known as the Kevin Owens Show. So is he going to be the new Shield? We're going to fight against the injustice.
They really said that, huh?
Yeah. We're here to fight the injustice.
Shut up, the injustice. Shut
and
up.
So
Shut up.
When Owens, that's the first thing I thought of when Owens literally said, or if I need to find more people like Rollins to go after. Like the first thing I thought was, okay, so you want to take down the bad guys that have bad intentions against the other wrestlers. He wants to fight the injustice.
I want to die. I want to fucking die. It's just Kevin Owens as the Shield.
Coming now with those actual shields they were supposed to have. You've seen them.
Yeah, I have.
They're riot shields that say Shield.
Yeah, they sure are, Tim.
Orange letters. Anyway, Seth Rollins came out for a minute and a half.
Yeah.
He took on Denzel. I hope I say this last name right. DiGiorno. Not
DiGiorno?
Not. I knew you were going to say it.
Not
DiGiorno. DiGiorno or DiGiorno. I don't know.
It's a DiGiorno. Let's just call him DiGiorno.
Apparently, he's an NXT wrestler that I've never seen on NXT.
Nah, man, he's a pizza.
And well, he took a stomp and lost in a minute and a half. They then let us know.
I could finish a DiGiorno pizza in a minute and a half.
They then let us know that Nia Jax makes her big return next. Remember, Nia has not wrestled since WrestleMania last year when she actually wrestled with 2 torn ACLs.
You know, people fucking are like, oh, Nia Jax died a botch. But it's like, she's a really great person to have in that women's division.
Yeah.
Right now. Reliable matches. Her shit with Bailey, like go look at her stuff with Bailey.
And
yes, at times sloppy, really good though, and solid. And it got you by every fucking week. You knew if Nia was going out there, a story was gonna somehow be advanced, and a match was gonna take place, and it was gonna be fine.
And when you look at what happened last year at Mania, you got to think, well, Nia does stuff, not for her, but for others. Like, doctors told her, maybe you shouldn't wrestle at WrestleMania, but her thing was, no, I have to wrestle at WrestleMania, or Tamina gets pulled from the show, and Tamina loses out in having her first actual featured WrestleMania match. Because before that, Tamina had only worked, like, the Battle Royals? And so, so if Nia would have pulled out and said, no, I'm too hurt, then Tamina would have had to be pulled, and Tamina wouldn't have got to be in an actual match. And so when you think about that, it's like Nia worked hurt thinking of somebody else rather than herself. Did that prolong her?
Selfless, man.
Did that make her recovery longer? Did it hurt her any worse? I don't think so, because if it would have hurt her worse, then they would have just said you're not cleared. But if it was the fact of you can't get hurt worse than you are, I think that's why they let her go out there. But tonight, came out, took on Deonna Purrazzo in about a minute and a half, talked trash the whole time, used a short arm clothesline, Samoan drop, and a rampage, the old Page DDT for the victory. Hoisted her up, grabbed her up here, and then plopped her down. The old rampage DDT, which is weird because of all the rumors that they were supposed to pair her and Paige together. As like Paige would be her manager and she would be Paige's new deal. So it's interesting that she used the rampage because of what we had heard recently. You know what I mean?
Do you think?
So I wonder if that was like a tease of what's to come, Paige managing her. Maybe I'm looking too much into it, but who knows?
I think you could. Well, I feel like that's been our problem recently. Is even like you and I have talked to each other about like, hey, what do you think's happening here? And the other always replies with, you're looking too much into it.
Yeah.
I feel like we've done that a lot recently, like more than usual as well.
Maybe we're just coming up with the better ideas.
That's what I'm saying. Put me on the goddamn booking team. I'm having Alistair Black hold all the belts like Kurt and TNA that one year.
He also had the New Japan belt then too.
He literally had all the gold.
So Humberto Carrillo had a match where he defeated Brennan Vink.
Cool. In
about 3.5 minutes.
Dude, I swear to God. So when you have these vape pens, you never want to leave them on their side because all the wax can get stuck onto one side and it's hard for it to come down. I keep sitting this thing upright and then I fucking knock it down every time. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. Forever Atheist says Nick would be an awesome booker. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tim is WWE 2K 2020, and we create our own little universe and great stuff.
I haven't tested universe mode yet because everybody that talks to me about the game says that you try universe mode and it just crashes your game.
Try it tonight.
So we could try that. So after
I'd have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you never. Paige tweeted, you never used another person's finishing move unless it's given to you. I gave it to Nia Jax and she killed it. I have chills. Proud moment.
Huh. I see that here.
So maybe she just gave over her finisher because she's not returning to the ring. She's like, hey. And I could see that as maybe like, I'm going to mentor you. You can use my finisher too. Or maybe it's just like, yeah, you can use my finisher. What was her old finisher? Nia's the leg drop?
Nia would sometimes use the leg drop. A lot of times she would just end it with a Samoan drop.
Samoan drop. That's right. Yeah, I would rather have her do the rampage. I think it looks cool. I think it looks hard.
Yeah.
Paige used to do such a good rampage.
Right.
I love Paige.
All right, so we then got a recap.
Nothing.
We then got a recap of Charlotte Flair defeating Rhea Ripley. They aired a post-match interview from last night with Charlotte and Charlie Caruso. Charlie Caruso tried to congratulate Charlotte. She basically said, no, I don't need any congratulations. Charlotte said she learned one thing from her father. Father always had the nicest cars and the nicest suits. Everybody says that the suit makes the man, but really it's the man that makes the suit. And the championship doesn't make the man or the woman. The person makes the championship. Charlotte says she's won the Raw title, the Smackdown title, the NXT title, and even retired the Divas title. Charlotte said that Ripley was all right, but she bowed down to the queen like everybody else.
Blah, blah, blah.
They then recapped Drew McIntyre defeating Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship. And then they say, but we've got breaking news on something that happened after WrestleMania. What?
This sucked.
So it did. So
this sucked.
For some reason, well, I guess we know why, which is weird though. So everybody did their backstage, their post-match promos backstage. But for some reason, instead, Drew McIntyre did his 20 minutes later in the ring. Came out to the ring. His music played and everything, holding the WWE title wearing the title around his waist with Sarah Schreiber. He said that he didn't go in the back and talk to anybody. He hasn't seen any friends. He hasn't spoke with any family. All he wanted to do was get his side plates put on his belt to make everything feel real. McIntyre said, no one's going to want to believe this, but I have to thank Paul Heyman. McIntyre was ready physically and mentally, and knew Lesnar was ready to go to war. McIntyre heard Heyman telling Lesnar to keep giving him F5s because he would be able to get back up. McIntyre said that Heyman didn't know him very well. McIntyre said that life flashed before his eyes at that moment. McIntyre has had to fight his professional and personal life for many years. He said after each F5, he got angrier and angrier. McIntyre Claymore kicked Lesnar as many times as necessary. He said, I would have kept kicking him all night if it needed to become the champion.
That's
then,
hard.
all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we hear, well, it's the Big Show.
Well, it's the Big Show.
And Big Show comes out with a referee, like he's literally grabbed the referee by the arm, dragging him to the ring. And my first thought was, hey, Show, you know Drew's got the WWE title, not the 24/7 belt, right? Where you bring your own ref and challenge at any time.
Also, why do you gotta be so mean? Just, hey, ref, can you come with me out here? I'm gonna go challenge Drew McIntyre. Like, why'd you have to drag the ref? Was the referee saying no to a payday? Like, what the fuck?
So, Big Show puts over McIntyre winning the belt. He said McIntyre was a big man, but he wasn't a giant. And McIntyre kind of laughed that off. He said, I know where this is going. Show said, no, you don't. Show said, I'm not out here to challenge you tonight for your belt or at Money in the Bank. But noted, well, we do have a referee. You're in gear, and I'm in gear. And McIntyre goes, well, yeah, I just fought Brock. I know why I'm in gear, but why are you in gear?
Yeah, facts.
And Big Show accused him of being afraid. McIntyre said, I'm not afraid, but I have nothing to prove. Big Show then talks some talk before he slapped him. McIntyre got mad, removed his belt, and said, let's do this. So Big Show said, I'm not out here to challenge you. Yeah, Big Show was out here to get a match. And then no one ever actually said the title was on the line, but then all of a sudden the announcers just go, oh my God, we're getting it. The title's on the line. WWE Championship match right now, McIntyre, Big Show. This has never happened before. Just minutes after somebody won a title at WrestleMania, they now have to defend it.
Hey, technically that match should have mattered since WrestleMania went off the air and they weren't live anymore, technically. They weren't on air, so that match shouldn't have mattered, even if he won.
So we then got a 6-7 minute match between the Big Show and Drew McIntyre.
Was this a heel turn?
For who?
Big Show? Is he now a heel for this?
Does it matter? Big Show changes every episode.
I was gonna say, I just like
so
the
for
idea.
about 5 minutes here, Show just beat down on McIntyre, who really sold it big. McIntyre slipped out of a chokeslam attempt and gave Show a scoop slam for a 2. Show then caught him off the top rope and gave him a chokeslam for a near fall. McIntyre then ducked a right hand, or a WMD as they may call it, and then nailed a Claymore kick, pinned the Big Show, held up the belt, and then they quickly went off air. Even though this was a pre-taped show, they still timed it out to where they had everything going till the last second they could be on the air. And that is how Monday Night Raw ended, with Drew McIntyre once again holding that belt up high. And his first defense, ladies and gentlemen, was against none other than the Big Show. Just minutes after beating Brock Lesnar last night at WrestleMania. They couldn't have even had Drew McIntyre come out on Raw and then Big Show come out on Raw to make the challenge. No, they had to say, this was last night after WrestleMania. Then why didn't you tell us about this last night on your YouTube? You put everything else on your YouTube. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what you mean. You're preaching to the choir.
Like
You're preaching to the choir.
I got one text message here I do want to read. It says, "Hey Tim and Nick, what happened to Brock after Mania last night? Because I heard that him and Vince got heated with each other. I didn't hear that. I don't know if you're hearing the story from WrestleMania 33 when he beat Goldberg for the belt, went backstage, said, 'Here's your fucking title,' and threw it at Vince. That's the last time I heard him and Vince got heated. I didn't hear anything about Brock and Vince getting heated after Mania."
Taking a look at the chat here, Big Show cried before he went out there. I guess so. What a way to end Raw after WrestleMania. Literally, that was ending after WrestleMania because that was a match after Mania. Sinclair Titus is Big Show and Mark Henry on the Big Show tonight. I would hope the Big Show's on a show that's fucking named after him. I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, the show dropped on Netflix today. The Big Show.
Yeah,
show.
I'm about to get fucked up. I'm gonna get real drunk tonight and watch that show, fool. Yeah, I'll let you know how it is. Maybe we'll have a episode 1 review. Or fuck, are they gonna come out weekly? Or are they all out?
The whole season's already out.
Oh, then we'll do a season review. I'll watch it all. He
said that there's an episode where they go on a WWE cruise, and that's the episode with Rikishi, Mick Foley, and Mark Henry.
That's so
where do you think they got that idea?
Oh, they heard it from Kayfabe News. I love Kayfabe News. They're so funny. I want to start reporting Kayfabe News if it was real.
Who else had a wrestling cruise?
Judas in my mind.
The show was put together through WWE with Netflix. Basically, WWE Studios had the opportunity to create a show with Netflix, and the first person that Vince McMahon thought of was Big Show, so he called Big Show personally and said, "Hey, you want your own, show on Netflix? I think you would be perfect." So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
I'm gonna watch. I don't know if I'll watch every episode tonight. I don't know exactly how many episodes are up, but I'm gonna watch at least 1 or 2.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning into this episode of the Monday Night Raw review for April 6, 2020. My name is Nick. You can follow me on Twitter at ArmWeek21. You can follow us on Twitter at PW Unlimited. Get the Call Your Mom She Probably Misses You shirt. I don't know where that is. Tim can throw the link in the chat or something.
It's in the description.
It's in the description. Go buy the shirt. Buy the shirt.
Also,
buy the shirt. You want to buy the shirt.
I do see where somebody quote unquote reported that Brock was not happy with Vince after the tapings of WrestleMania, and it's not who you're thinking. It's somebody that is not a reliable source. And it's not who you're thinking, Nick.
Oh, gotcha. Not the guy that I hate.
No, it's somebody else that I've interacted with, almost worked with at one point, and is garbage.
Oh, gotcha.
Not even
gonna Slice?
Yeah.
Fuck him. Hope he dies. Thank you all very much. Tim, where can they find you?
I sold my NBA news website for $5,000.
Yeah, I'm going to sell my fist to his face for free.
You can find me basically everywhere at Timmy Buddy because, well, that's my real name. People keep asking because I use it because it's my real legal name. You can find me on Twitter at Timmy Buddy. Find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Timmy Buddy. We'll see you guys back live again tomorrow for the Nick and Tim show where we'll probably talk about the Big Show show.
Yeah, we might talk about the Big Show if I get around. I'll probably get around to watching it tomorrow, too.
I mean, even if we watch a couple episodes, we can still give our early impressions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you all tuning into the show. We'll see you tomorrow. And remember, call your mom. She probably misses you. Bye, folks.